Hello, trading has closed on April 2nd, 2025. As always, we'll start with our disclaimer. We'll go over our calls and then make our predictions. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, April 3rd, 2025. Remember, I'm in a compromised position. I don't always have the internet. I don't have as much time as I would like to have to do my analysis. And by next week, that should all change. But right now, I'm not playing with all my cards. Look for the pattern today, which had the early low, and that's this. And tomorrow should have the early high. I was looking for higher prices, but I said I'd be suspicious of the prediction if we didn't gap and take this out early. Well, we gapped sharply in the undesired direction, and that kills the call before the open. So even though we did trade higher, I get no credit because officially there was no call. During the day, MEJT said this drop is not for keeps. We're going to get a new high, most likely tomorrow. Gives us a target of 5695.32, and if we don't gap down smartly, that's my call. We said that last Friday's close to this Monday's open was a panic sell-off. We have my reversal daily par involving the lower Bollinger Band when it's flat. My rules call for a challenge of the upper band. Doesn't have to touch it, but should come close. That puts us maybe roughly 100 handles over today's close, give or take a little bit. We should probably run into some resistance at the 200 daily moving average and the upper Bollinger Band, but that doesn't mean we're up there yet. We're not. Well, this is the count I'm using. I have us completing a wave 2. It could be A of 2, but right now we'll call it 2. And if that's true, we're going to be in a third wave of multiple degree, because here's your 1, here's your 2. You're in your third wave. That's 1, that's 2. It should be wave 3 up. We have already said that all the sentiment indicators at recent lows are seen only at major market lows. If that's the right idea, we should have a 5-wave structure going up. You don't really have to modify yesterday's pattern too much. Instead of this being A, B, C with A equal to C, you can make this A, B, C with C and A being equal. It's the same idea, but it's way too early to be confident of the count. And if this is wave 3 up, a multiple degree, it still can be counted as an impulsive wave, and it should be. It just isn't as clear an impulse as I would like. So I'm going to stick with it for now, but keep my eraser handy. So Thursday's pattern has the early, that's not right. It has the early high, regardless of where we open. And typically it's a rally day with a high in the final hour. And if you fail, it's a straight line drop. There's a higher target. Unless we gap down smartly, the rules call for it to print. I think this leg should challenge the upper Bollinger Band on the daily chart. My count has us in wave 3 higher, but it's not clear, not yet anyway, how to count the current rally from Monday's low as a 5-wave structure. I mean, you want to count it as an impulse, and it should be, but that's a bit more overlapping than I'm used to seeing. Doesn't rule out the idea, but I'd be happier if it were more impulsive. Anyway, we have a higher target. We have a pattern which is usually higher. And if we don't gap down, I'm looking to see that price print, and probably we'll get to this 57.55.98 target before this leg's over. Although it's not a requirement, that's a logical place. It's a pattern with the early high, and that's today's call.